Hello everyone, welcome to a YouTube video. Today I'm gonna try something semi-different. Lately there's been some things happening where I've given my opinion on them, which I used to never do, but now I've decided to do that. I've decided people might benefit from hearing what I think about things as a 44-year-old man preparing to be a father. Maybe I could give some fatherly advice as a man who plays a dad on the internet. Maybe I could help some people out with some things they're going through, or tell the internet, hey, settle down, you're being a little out of control. And to help me do that, I have my guest, Kate, aka the girl with the microphone. Welcome, Kate.
Hi. Thank you for
being
having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being here. This video wouldn't really be possible without you, because Kate here has her ear to the ground, knows what's going on around the internet. I only know if it involves me when, you know, I'm in a beef, we'll say, with a YouTuber, yeah. Which there's only been one sort of situation like that. But yeah, Kate here is going to give me the details on some things happening on the internet now, and I'm going to weigh in and say what everyone should do, and maybe I should hand out some spankings. We'll find out. So what's the story for today?
I do think some spankings might be in order. So
okay, all right, let me warm up more.
Have you been following the H3 lawsuit drama saga that's been happening at all?
What I do know is a bunch of streamers who don't like Ethan from H3 went and watched a video of his and purposely advertised to their audience, don't go watch his video on his YouTube to give him ad revenue. I'm going to play it here on my Twitch to purposely not allow him to earn money off of it, which honestly I could say I relate to on his end, because I have so many times, my old manager, we had a huge list in an email of all the musicians, music videos, music labels, and DJs who have stolen my music videos, like full footage, taken my music videos, changed the music to their songs, their band or DJ songs, and then put them out as music videos on YouTube, getting millions of views with just all my footage. I get no credit, no money, no nothing. This has happened countless times. My audience is aware of this. It's been, it's a nightmare. So when I hear someone's purposely like I can use every dollar I can get on my videos too, and I put a lot of work into my videos. And sometimes they're at festivals, like big, huge electronic festivals. What was his name? I'll put it on the screen in the edit. There was a DJ that took my footage of me dancing and played it on the giant jumbotron in front of this audience, and you know, I didn't get any money for that, and he's got free visuals. So when I heard this about these streamers playing the H3 video, I was kind of like, I mean, you can't take their side, even if they, despite what they're arguing about, that action is not cool. You can't just do that and be like, hey, well, I guess you can, but I think. Sorry, I'm rambling here. I'll probably chop.
Please ramble away. Ramble away.
I feel that was lousy of them, whether they agree with the material or not, to purposely not deny someone money. I think there is legal ground to that, to watch that video. It's a malicious intent in a way, I would think. So yeah, I've heard that they did that, and then I heard Ethan is now suing them for denying him the views of his video and watching it. And then one of them was they had like 30,000 people watching his video on Denim's channel, and he made no
40,
money from that, and she made tons of money. And then on top of it, she wasn't speaking, right? She just sat there and let it play. So she didn't add commentary, she didn't add any value to excuse her to watch this, right? And I don't need me to taking a side. I'm just looking at this from the middle of like, okay, well, that's just lousy of you, whether you like either of these people or not. Yeah, so she made a ton of money off of his video, and that's what I disagree with, because like these DJs, they made a ton of money off my video that I made and took effort in to make, and then I made nothing. Yeah. Ethan makes nothing. That's grounds for suing, I would assume. So I did,
yeah, and so
that what happened?
Yeah, you did. You're very up to date. We do have some new updates this week. It is being alleged that Caseytron, Denims, and Frogan all watched the content nuke about Hassan Piker in a way that was copyright infringement. Like you said, they allegedly talked about, watch my video instead of his, give me the views instead of him. So they kind of made it seem like it was this moral issue, sort of like a boycott. But at the same time, they were just streaming the entire content nuke. And like you said, they weren't reacting in any real transformative way,
And
right?
that was
They
like on
were.
purpose too. They purposely like sat there and did nothing just to be like in spite, right?
I don't know if that piece was purposeful. I think that's just how they
Oh, how
run
they
their
react to
channels.
things. They just
Yeah,
watch
like
people's free and they get free content out of it.
yes, and I don't
Didn't
understand how
XQC
Twitch
do that for a
allows
while?
that.
Didn't XQC like
Yes.
watch other people's stuff on stream and then like leave the camera? He wasn't even there on camera.
Yep, and that's what happens with a couple of these streamers too. I know
Wow.
Frogan went for a bathroom break, but yeah, like none of them, in my opinion, in Ethan's opinion, in his lawyer's opinion, none of them added anything really to this content. And on top of that, they were saying, give me a subscribe to me, become a member. They were like obviously trying to make money off of this by providing a market substitute. So
Yeah.
that's where the lawsuit comes from. But there's another piece of this that is happening that is just sort of exploded this week. And it is about the H3 Snark subreddit. I know it's a lot of words
okay, so I don't use Reddit very often. I have used it,
Yeah.
but I just don't. I'm not a Reddit fan, I guess. I don't like many social media websites. I just like YouTube and then that's it. But I don't know what snark means. Can you explain that for any me and other boomers watching who might
Yeah.
not know?
Yeah. So snark is such an old internet term. It's
Like
basically
snarky means you have like attitude,
yes,
right? Okay.
exactly. So what snark is, and I remember like back on LiveJournal, there were snark pages.
Okay.
So it's been around a long time, but it's basically a community that comes together to talk shit about someone or something.
Okay.
Like there's all kinds. There's like a Britney Spears snark. There were a ton of Trisha Paytas snarks, right? Like every TV show, every actor and actress and musician probably has a snark
So it's
community.
organized haters that want to gather to just hate. I mean, like, what a waste of your time
Yes.
to just
I know.
you're thriving off of negativity, and what you look forward to is going to hate on someone. I mean, there's people out there on the internet that I think are crappy people and have done genuinely bad things, and even towards me, people have said bad things. But like to put my energy and effort into doing that, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm all high and mighty and holier than thou, but like that, come on, go do something else with your time.
I
Wow.
know, and specifically the H3 snark, which exists on Reddit. That's where the community really lives, and they have multiple channels on multiple subreddits on Reddit for it. They are watching 10, 12 hours of H3 every week. Like every single time H3 goes live, they have a mega thread like in their subreddit where everyone is like live reacting to the video. So
Hate
they're
watchers,
watching
is that
hours
what you
and
would call
hours.
it, I
Yes.
guess?
Hours and hours and hours of stuff that you apparently hate, and you're just watching that, ingesting it, and finding reasons to be mad about it. So
Well, one thing I'll say already, a comment on that.
go ahead.
As a fatherly minded person, I do feel I've been on YouTube since for 20 years, and I've always had negative comments, people saying really bad things about me because of my appearance, and I'm an easy target as like when I was doing characters with full bald head and wild hair, people just called me like, oh, this guy looks like a creep or whatever, and worse things than that they'd say. And I always just would respond to them, and I'll say this to these people who are any snarker of any person. I would say, I do hope you grow out of this moment of your life where you're dedicating this much energy, and you do find something that you love and you're passionate about that you can make that makes you proud and happy and maybe make other people happy, instead of wasting this much energy on something that doesn't really benefit the world. Like, you could be doing such a great thing somewhere, and maybe they think they're being like sort of like righteous and they're like defending what they think is bad, but like it's just a never-ending battle. Just like I would hope you can find something in your life that makes you happy and proud and satisfied creatively as a human being, and not dwell in such negativity for so long. I genuinely, and this is gonna sound like I don't know how it's gonna come across to someone who might be a hater of someone, but like, at a certain age, hopefully they'll come out of it, and hopefully these are just young people with nothing better to do, and they're not actually adults spending their time doing this.
Well, we are learning that some of them are adults because they are being implicated in this lawsuit as well. So
they must just have nothing.
yeah.
Something bad must have happened where they just feel
that's how I feel too. Yeah. And I mean, I think because of all the hate toward Ethan and Hila, specifically since the genocide started in Gaza by Israel, which Ethan and Neela do not agree with, but they have sort of become like the scapegoat. And
people are
I
letting
think
out
a
their
lot
anger
of people,
at them.
exactly.
Then. Yeah.
People feel really helpless, right? And so I think having a target that they can actually get a rise out of makes them feel like they're
and they're
helping,
reactionary, and the podcast reacts, so they're getting getting their satisfaction.
They're getting feedback about it. So I think
Yeah.
that's where it comes from, a lot of it, because a lot of them are ex H3 fans. Like that's usually how a Snark starts. It's like a faction of displeased fans break off and
sense.
become this like toxic echo chamber.
You just reminded me of something. I have a friend, James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, who's a person you would never think has a hater. Like people who are just so far removed from drama. But like when his videos, he got friends of his to help write the videos because he's a father now, and he's like gets a lot. He still puts the videos out like 15, 20 years later. You'd think these fans would be happy about this, but like they have fallen off. You reminded me that there is sort of a snark, I guess, on even someone like him. They'll find something to complain about because they don't like the way their videos are done. But this guy, like, you're lucky you're even getting these videos. Like, he could have stopped long ago. Like, I stopped my gaming character long ago because I wasn't creatively satisfied doing it anymore. And there are people who still, like, didn't like that. But, like, this guy's given you free videos for 20 years, and you're going to hate on him because he changed this writing style because that's the only way you can get it done. So you reminded me, I guess there are haters, and I guess I did know what a snark was before I knew that actual term. But so anyway,
it's pretty pervasive, and I actually did a whole video on the psychology of snark.
Oh yeah,
just because I've been watching this for so long, like specifically with H3. Wow. And so there's I made a whole infographic and everything about how it seems to happen, video. Like how it kind of coalesces. I can send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, so
what? Yeah. So there's an update this week. You were saying.
There's an update.
Like I'm taking you off track here.
No.
Okay.
This is great. So the H3 Snark has moderators. So there are people who approve posts, who ban people, who kind of keep things organized on the forum itself, and some of them are being implicated in this lawsuit against Denims and Frogan and Caseytron because these moderators were the ones who created the posts on the subreddit directing people toward Denim's video or Denim's reaction stream, Casey's reaction stream, and Frogan's reaction stream.
So
and the problem is,
exactly.
The problem is they said in that post, we know that people want ways to watch the nuke without supporting H3.
Yeah.
Here are the creators. Like to me, that feels like it's an open and shut case.
So we're so intrigued by this guy's video, but we don't want to support him. It's like, well, sorry, if you want to know what he has to say, you have to watch his video.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And they even say in their defense of what they did, like, oh well, if they didn't watch Denim's video, they wouldn't have watched the content nuke at all.
Then there you go. You don't have to watch it.
Fans of him.
But you don't have to watch it then.
But also they would have absolutely, if I said if there was no substitute, these people that watched a dozen hours of H3 a week would absolutely have watched the content and given him the views.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's the same thing as saying, I don't want to support my favorite film director. Independent film comes out. It's in the movie theater. But I'm just going to steal it. I'm going to go watch the DVD someone filmed and they're selling it in an alley. Someone sat with a camera in the theater. You wouldn't do that. Whether you hate the director or not, and you're so fascinated, you still rent the movie unless maybe these people steal a movie. I don't know. This is probably a bad example.
Yeah, who knows?
I would
who
just
knows
never
what they're capable
do
of.
that. Well, okay.
I know.
So is that the update? Right there.
Well, so that is the piece of the lawsuit that they are a part of. Now, as part of the lawsuit, Ethan is trying to get the personal identifying information of these mods. So he wants to know, who they are and if they have been doing any sort of colluding behind the scenes with other streamers like Denims or other people that aren't named or are named in the lawsuit, and just to see what kind of a network is happening. And I think that's what he would get from getting their personal identifying information. So what has happened now is Ethan's lawyer and Denim's lawyer have actually together decided that it's reasonable for Ethan to subpoena that information from Reddit, and Discord.
Wow.
So that was very interesting that they kind of agreed together that this would be okay.
So who decides that? Because these moderators don't have lawyers in the game or in this lawsuit.
Oh, they do now.
Oh, they do. So
now.
even the people who posted it in the Reddit now have to lawyer up because they're implicated and they're in the case.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
they
people's
are.
Lawyers have to then say, no, we're not giving you their info, or
and
yes
that's
or no.
that's the update this week is that they have lawyered up because they want to block this subpoena, because they are very concerned about their personal information getting out into the open.
Can it go to the lawyers but not onto the internet? Or that's up to Ethan. If Ethan has the information, could he get in trouble for talking about it on his show and be like, I have the information, but I can't say the names?
Yeah, these are great questions. So what they're asking for, first of all, they're asking for the subpoenas to be blocked. So it's a motion to quash. Mm-hmm. But if that doesn't happen, they want a protective order, which would mean that the only people allowed to see the information are the lawyers and the judge. So Ethan would not get that information.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
okay.
I mean, that's fine.
That's all they really need, because that moves the case forward and helps this move on. That's fine. Yeah, I don't think he needs to have their names personally. Also, Ethan might slip up and say something on stream. You never know. Like I would if I was like, "Oh my god, information, Steve." Yeah. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Probably better for him to not know.
It's pretty obvious that he wants the information, right? Like he wants the information, and that's something that because these people have allegedly facilitated tons of real world harassment on Ethan and Hila and everybody on the crew. Like somebody from this hate cloud tries to get Love, who's here on a visa, tried to get him deported.
Oh, really? Why? That's just malicious activity. He's here working, and why do that? Just because they don't like him?
They've reported him
and these are the
to
snarkers? ICE. They reported him to ICE? Oh, allegedly.
They reported him.
So that hasn't.
They reported him to ICE.
Did something happen?
Somebody did. We don't know who it is.
Or they came to him?
I don't know. We don't know the full facts, but he said that people have been reporting him to ICE. And so, this is the.
I don't think Love is the kind of person to lie about this. Something like that.
No, I don't think so.
Dude.
Yeah, and they also report somebody in this hate community reported Ethan and Hila to CPS.
I mean, in a world where people get swatted all the time, I do not doubt someone would try to report Love to ICE. That's normal for haters on the internet. Wow.
Which is just insane, especially because they are also acting like they have this moral high ground about Palestine, right? But then they're turning around and using these systems of oppression to mess with people that they disagree with. It's a total mess.
Wow.
So yeah, because of that, Ethan wants to know who these people are and do figure out what's going on so it can stop.
Yeah. And then also if those people know that he then got their information, it might motivate them to stop, because like, okay, we're getting it over our heads. Maybe we shouldn't do this type of activity, and it'll scare them away from, sending ICE after innocent people who are here illegally. And that aren't even involved. Like, Love's not even involved in this
at all. And I mean, we've seen Olivia is having issues now, and she's sort of been, in my opinion, scared off the internet, right? So
I said this to my friend Yoda, who used to fill me in on a lot of. He watches H3, and he'd be like, "Oh, this happened on the show today." Blah blah. I've always thought, how the heck can you continue, being on a show that gets so much hate and you dig into things so much, like the topics on the internet, I even get nervous, honestly, about you and I talking about this and giving my opinion right now on things, because I was really at a low point multiple times after Creator Clash, just from my opponent's fans, and even if it was lighthearted, razzing, it scares me. So Olivia leaving, I'm like, yeah, I would be gone and disappear if I had a tenth of the amount of hate that they get. So I'm not surprised that she's taking a break, and I hope she's okay. I hope anyone who has to deal with this type of hate can get through it, because it is genuinely hard. And I think I'm a pretty thick skin. I got bullied a lot in high school. I had to switch schools twice, physically beaten with baseball bats, chased out of pizza places, dragged behind a car. Like, crazy stuff happened to me. Like, really bad stuff in high school.
Oh my
God. And I got through.
God.
I never let them get me upset. But then when I was 30, I had this major breakdown, cried my head off, went to a hypnotherapist to sort of get through it. It was like, but I didn't realize I was holding it in. So you think you're tough, but then you have to be aware of like when things are affecting you. And I do hope she's okay, because I wouldn't be able to handle some of the stuff like that they're dealing with right now. It's crazy that Ethan even like, he's just so like gung ho all the time. It's like,
I know. It's like
a long time ago.
Yeah, he talked recently on the latest stream about how he had considered retiring because of all this stuff.
Because now that he's worried about his family.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when I have a child, I'm probably going to be off the internet. Because, like, if I get one
and
comment,
they
like, I don't want
CPS.
you to come to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
that, and
CPS even interviewed his kids.
The fact people have his address. I just hope it ends for all people involved. The people sending it, like, I hope they get over this. They don't want this to spread this negativity. Maybe they start to get tired of what they're doing. And you can't live in such hate for so long, I feel. It's just hard to exist in that type of energy for very long. But this is the thing, is that these Reddits are such a big amount of people. It's not always the same ones. People, they probably, there's always someone there to hate, I guess, which is going to never die off.
Yeah. And I mean, so that's the thing with the mods, is we don't know exactly what they have done, but they've at least been in control of what lives on this subreddit, right? And they have also been the people posting these links as market substitutes, allegedly, right? So it's unclear what's going to happen. There really isn't a ton of precedent for this specific kind of subpoena.
Yeah.
Because it's like this balance between, okay, well, what is their free speech, right? Like, what are they free to say? Mm-hmm. But what are Ethan's rights with copyright infringement? So it's like this gray area that doesn't really seem to be solved yet. Yeah. So I'm like, is this going to go to the Supreme Court? Like this little motion?
Yeah.
Because you never know. You never know what's going to just get appealed and all of that. But it's very interesting. And there were a couple really spectacularly silly moments in their motions. One of them is motions. Yes, the Snarkers motion to kill the subpoenas. They said that it wasn't copyright infringement because they linked to the original video. But when you look at what they linked... No,
doesn't count, because
it was like the entire post.
Unsolved Mysteries. I've watched Unsolved Mysteries on live stream. Even if I link it into my description, Unsolved Mysteries and the owner, Viacom or whoever, has the right to shut down my live stream after. Midstream, it has happened. If you're playing copyrighted content, you're playing copyrighted content, whether you link to it or not. You can't do it. You can't even show it. And YouTube usually picks up on that. If it's owned by like a studio or a TV network, YouTube has an algorithm or whatever that senses really when you're watching. Yeah. You can't even watch like reality TV on YouTube because it gets shut down. So this is no different. If you're watching someone's creation that they own and they didn't give you permission for, that doesn't count. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was on Reddit, and the post, they said we linked the original video. It was literally a lowercase I was the only letter that was hyperlinked. They made it so that, wow, okay, that's just intentional then, to make it so it's unmissable. But legally, we did link it. That's just stupid. Yeah. That's like, come on, like, in spite of them thing, like, and that's a big piece of apparently this kind of subpoena, or this kind of like motion to quash, is the intentions of the defendant. So the judge will weigh the First Amendment, the copyright infringement, but also like what harm could come from exposing them, and what were their intentions when they did this. Yeah. So did they share this stuff in good faith? And it's pretty clear to me that the intent was malicious. But I mean, we'll see what a judge says about it. Wow. There's also another moment when they talk about something Ethan is wearing as if it is evidence that this case should be thrown out. Like they said, within 20 minutes of the subpoena being approved, the Discord Reddit subpoena, Ethan immediately titled his podcast that day to "Our Subpoena Was Approved," where he holds up the court order with a smile, wearing a literal fishing hat. Oh, so he's fishing
they're saying for like comments or for a reaction.
But
or
it's also
something?
not a fishing hat. It's just like a Teddy Fresh bucket hat.
It's just a
but
hat.
yeah, they say a literal fishing hat like that means something.
Unless there's fishing hooks and lures. And even still, he could be holding a fishing pole. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He could have the
they
sakina on
reaching.
a fishing hole.
They are reaching with that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh
and that is
well. I mean, that's what lawyers do. Document. They try anything. You never know what's going to stick. You throw everything at the wall. You hope for the best. That's what a lawyer should do.
Ugh.
So that's probably what a lawyer's suggestion was. You know, some intern in the law firm was like, "I know, I got an idea."
I got it. Well, and I mean, H3, Ethan's working on a video about this, like a really long one. I did a 4-hour stream going through my notes on it, and he has alluded to the fact that there is some interesting information about the lawyer who filed this, and that lawyer's connections to people. So I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm interested to see what new information they air out for us on this, because this just seems pathetic. This just seems pathetic from them.
Yeah. And I also don't want. I just would like to add that, like, I don't know any of these people suing them. I don't even know Ethan personally, never met him. I appreciate any promotion he's given me. Anyone who's helped me out who hasn't, isn't mean to me. I'm happy that they've helped me. But like Frogan, I don't know. Kaytron I never heard of. And then Denims I met. Denims was nice. I met her at Creator Clash. I talked to her. I didn't know what she did. I know she was a streamer. I raided her a couple times. I don't know if she ever raided me. Can't say that she did. But like there were times I was like, oh, these are people in the world that I've met at Creator Clash. So like on Twitch I'd send her a raid or whatever. But I didn't know what she did. I always saw her streams were just named Hassan this. So I thought she like maybe was just talking about Hassan's stories. And I was like, oh, she must be friends with this guy because she's... And I didn't know what Hassan did even then. I just was so out of the loop. And then I learned that Hassan is like a political streamer. So I wasn't really interested in that. But I met him at Creator Clash. So anyway, what my point is, I like don't mean to sound like I'm taking a side or hating on anyone. I truly am just like, I wish everyone could just stop and everyone just gets along and goes back to making their own solo creations and making their own things and live in peace. And their negative interactions are draining and stressful for everyone involved. So I hope this can end and justice is served and everyone can just move on, like do something else. I'll say that. So I don't want to sound like I'm taking sides, but since we are talking about it, I'm giving my opinion. I'm sure people are just going to say I'm like siding with somebody, but
but I mean, the thing is, like, you can't, there's nothing you can do to appease people who have decided to hate you. That's just how it is. Anything you do, anything you say, if you're really careful, they'll find a way. If you aren't careful, they'll find a way to talk about it. So it's like, I agree. I just want things to be aired out. And I want everyone to just like, move forward and stop being like this. But the problem is there's such a battery in their back based on like geopolitical stuff. They really think that trying to destroy Ethan and Hila is somehow helping anybody in Gaza, because they have been sort of pointed out as like the worst people on the internet when it comes to this conflict. And it's like, it's not even close, but you're spending so much time on them.
You're busy hitting on American YouTubers. Like, this is way more bigger things for the cause you could be doing other than this. Exactly. But that's the thing. They probably just want... People thrive off this drama. They're interacting, like we said earlier. They're getting a response from them. They don't really possibly don't really care about the cause that they're using that as their excuse for their behavior to hate and be negative towards a person, because it makes it look better. It's like, oh, I'm not doing it because I just want to hate. I'm doing it for the betterment of these people who are at war. It's like, is that really going to do any good? Do these people in that country even know what you're doing right now? No, and they don't care. No. They don't care what's happening with H3, so you shouldn't either. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's an excuse in my opinion. That's just dumb and stupid. And I do hope everyone can move on and just get over this. And I like what H3's been doing lately with like the guys sleeping on stream and the live audience members.
Oh my God.
That stuff is fun. It's like, okay, let's just everyone do that kind of stuff. And Denims, you go do your own weird, funny things and react to fail videos and stuff like that. When I was streaming on Twitch a lot, I loved watching fail videos, but I felt like I always had to say something because otherwise I'm just watching free content. But like I always had something to say when it's a fail video because I love people falling down. But yeah, let's just go back to the good times of watching fun stuff. Like I'm putting this out to everyone involved. Let's go back to making original, creative, weird, goofy things. And if you react to stuff, react to some lighthearted fail videos. I think it'll do us all some good. That's your fatherly advice.
I totally agree with that.
Watch some dads get hit in the testicles with some baseballs.
Oh, the best.
There you go.
People falling down, people getting hit in the nuts. It's just like...
Can't lose.
Peak internet.
Exactly.
You can't lose. You can't lose.
Wow. Well, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'm now more plugged in and clued in to what's happening in the world, and hopefully you and I talking about this has maybe made some people aware and hopefully feel, it's not all a loss because, there's hope. I think we can give hope to people that this will come to an end at some point and we can go back to the good old days. I mean, you're just going to say I'm ignorant and I'm just looking for a positive way to spin this. But I don't want...
We all are, though. I mean, I don't think anyone... I think some people want this to keep going, right? For a lot of reasons.
They live off of. They love it.
Yeah, they live off of it. They get a lot of attention off of it.
And then these streamers are making money off of it. Yeah. That's a shame.
But
you can do
it's exhausting.
Else.
It's exhausting to stay on top of. So
yeah.
I'm almost sorry that I brought you up to speed on this because it is such like a dark hole.
It's okay. I will say I'm even a hypocrite. The fact that I'm talking to you about this, like, I am intrigued. I gotta admit, I'm interested. Yeah. I've heard what's going on in the internet, and I am wanting to educate myself, I guess you could say, on what's happening out there in the world. And maybe I should eat my own words and just, not ask what's happening out there. But I'm a part of YouTube. I've been out there for 20 years, and I would like to know what's happening. And I guess the point of this video could, let's try to add a positive spin to what the negative news out there and hope for the best.
I hope so. And the legal side of it's pretty fascinating, right? Like, what is this going to change? Like, could this change things on the internet? Is it going to, like, the copyright infringement suit in general, is that going to change how people on Twitch react, right? Yeah. Because that's the place that a lot of this just, like, chair reacting is happening. So, I mean, I think it's good to know about it in that sense.
Because when my stuff does get stolen, maybe this will help me have a case in the future. Genuinely, that would help me because I didn't have a case in the past. The internet was a Wild West. My manager would be like, there's nothing we can do. It's just a YouTube video. They're making money off of you. And all we can do, sometimes I could get it claimed. When people use my dad's songs in a video, I do make money off of that because I do have it auto claim because that's through like a label. There's that, but like footage, I don't have that unless you're a big entity like a network. I can't claim someone using my footage just yet. And I have to have someone physically go can talk to YouTube and do that, and it takes forever, and by that point they've already made the money off of it with their hits. So yes, this would actually, the information from this could genuinely help me and others deal with copyright infringement. So I guess and
that's the thing, like the streamers are kind of complaining about Ethan, who's so much bigger than them, going after them, but in the long run it's going to help smaller creators. Like that is who this is going to help if it goes the way of the clients.
If it goes that way, of the owner of the footage, All right, well, thank you for letting me know, everyone. Girl with Kate, aka Girl with the Microphone, watch her channel. She's live all the time. She's keeping you up to date on things happening on the internet. You're amazing. You're an angel. Thank you for being here and doing this video with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.